For the first participant in the conference.
Imagine that.
Okay, I believe we have fully discussed this matter and believe we should go back into open session to take action. I'll make a motion to go back into open session.
Second hand.
Motion General and second Stensrud to go back into open session. Let the minutes reflect that we are now back in open session. Do we need roll call for that?
Dunsville,
Aye.
Yeah, aye.
Stensrud, Derby.
Let the minutes reflect we are now back in open session. The closed session has been concluded by agreement of the parties.
It's back on now.
No matters were discussed other than the issue for which the closed session was taken. No votes were taken or any other action. There being no further discussion, is there a motion to, is there a motion to close the session and the closed session? I guess I got jumped the gun there. I didn't see it there. But anyway, we've already done that. I move that the county attorney be authorized to move forward with the procedure discussion.
That's from
Yeah,
another
yeah,
session.
no, I was gonna say that one doesn't matter.
So probably for the record, we're gonna send that demand letter.
Yeah.
We can do more research on the other items.
All right. Then we'll move on to number 4, discussion with possible action regarding COVID-19 policies. Is there anything that's,
I see we're up to 58, according to the.
Kevin!
Uh-oh.
Ben Sellers.
Forget it, I jumped the gun. Don't wanna ask it here.
Julie has joined.
Morning, Julie. We're talking COVID.
Good morning, how are you guys?
good?
We're healthy.
What was that?
We're healthy.
Here, that is good, that is good. The CDC and IDPH just released new guidelines. As soon as I get a chance to, we have a meeting at noon about this, and once I get that done, I will send it out to the department heads and everybody. And right now, I think the only difference has to do with, if you have symptoms, but your fever is gone within 24 hours instead of 72. But I want to make sure I get that clarification before I send it all out.
That would be good.
So, and that's at noon, so I'll probably send out the email this afternoon.
Okay, is there anything else for,
Is it understandable to you why the public is losing faith in health officials, not on a local level, but from the national level, because it gets brought down to you guys, because everything's changing so fast? I mean, I'll give you an example. I went to Minneapolis with my grandson today, this past weekend, and he had a basketball tournament. 80% in the people in the gym were without masks. We had to wear masks. And so how do we, when we go to make the policy, how do we really know what we're doing?
Good question. I guess me personally, and I guess as an administrator, I would do everything I can to keep everyone safe. I don't think that, I mean, making a mask mandatory, but right, I mean.
Well, let me add a short one here to that. It was brought up to me that, yeah, you guys make the decisions, but you're still getting paid. How about me, that I gotta live with the decision, I'm not getting paid, and I understand they're getting, but a lot of them are disgusted because those that are making decisions are still getting paid, it's no skin off their back, you know. And from the sounds of it, that payment's going away real quick, so I would like to know how we make a rational decision, that affects other people's lives.
Yeah, I don't got an answer for you, Mike. I don't know. I just know I'm trying to keep my staff and my elderly population
Yeah.
safe by doing, I don't know, I mean, it's just like, why does it affect one person one way and another person not? You know, I don't have an answer for you, Mike. I really don't. I wish I did.
That's fine.
It'd make it easier, you know, for all of us.
Okay,
Guys have anything else?
No.
Okay, when I send this out, if you have any questions, just shoot us back an email and we'll try and answer the best we can with the guidance we are given.
Okay,
All right, thanks.
yep, thanks.
all right, thank you. Yeah. Scott Minders, what is he, 75-30? Yeah.
Hello.
We're ready for you, Scott.
All right. You're up.
Meeting the labor section.
Your sign looks nice.
A lot of different attitudes that
You love
they weren't getting.
It's nice to have all the letters.
All the letters?
Yeah.
We
It does look nice.
No.
It's kind of funny.
The carnage, the
I was worried when we
carnage,
put it up.
and therefore the human carnage should be much worse.
I didn't want it to be crooked, otherwise people say,
We'll
You used a laser, right?
yeah, sure.
The laser.
I talked to Jeff yesterday, and he said some of the, I bought some caulk from Lake Mills Lumber.
Oh, let's see.
It never set up.
Caulk never said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ladders were pulling away from the building. He went up, so then he went to someplace else, bought another deal, and that one set up. But the first one we bought didn't.
So they're just attached with silicone?
What's that?
There's holes drilled and then the holes are filled with like silicone caulk stuff.
Yep.
And you push the letters with the bolts into them.
So the
And it's
bolt goes
supposed to
into the
hold.
letter, and then they drill a hole, and they push that hole in there, and bolt holds the letter in place. For some reason, that caulk never set up. I don't have a clue what it was. I bought 2 tubes of it, and neither one of them set up.
There's some up there last night
What's that?
again? Jeff was up there
Jeff
last
was
night.
up there last night, doing some of them over again, because he wanted to see if they had set up yet or not. And he didn't know if it was because it was so beastly hot, you know.
I've never had caulk that didn't set.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, that's
you know.
kind of weird.
And it was just a week or 2 old by now.
It sure
you know.
set up on my fingers when we were putting the letters up there, cause
Dave, if you're using toothpaste, it does
I
not
was,
work.
I wasn't there, so I,
Usually if you have a problem with caulk, it's already hard in the tube and you can't get it out.
There's different consistencies with different, caulks too.
I have gotten a couple of comments of people that drove by and saw
did the bee is back now?
well, no, that it was missing
Oh, yeah.
in the first place. And I
I
had
know
to,
why you didn't buy it, like, before.
I did.
Oh, you
That's
did?
exactly where I bought it.
I should-
So careful. Howard's the one that sold it to me.
That's your back partner. Sure did.
Morning, Scott.
Morning.
All right.
I don't know anything about all that.
Scott Miners, engineer, will discuss secondary road matters.
One thing I'll start with here, we have, well, it might seem sudden to you, but we have a trailblazer in the engineering department that is for members of our office to use, so it's kind of gone back and forth between me and Doug over the time that he was here, and now that Eric's here, putting a lot more miles on it, spending a lot more time in the field doing some inventories and getting familiar with the county, kind of overseeing some of the maintenance projects and things. So it's come to light that that vehicle is really not working out the best for him, and it's had some pretty frequent maintenance lately now that it's getting more use. The office bought it back in 2010 and put like 70,000 miles on it. It's only got 89,000 miles on it now. But it's been, since Eric's been here, it's been into the shop 4 times just for check engine lights, little things that they're having trouble finding. It's had a new ECM alternator voltage regulator. They replaced some sensors recently. They replaced the exhaust manifold, coil and plugs, and the water pump is.
Exhaust manifold?
I'm not sure
Wow.
what caused that repair to be made.
No, I'm not
That's
doubting
what they're,
it,
but
that's
yeah,
weird.
yeah. And then now the water pump's whining, and probably on the will need to be replaced soon too.
Well, pretty soon it'll be new.
Yeah, pretty soon everything will be replaced. Yeah, that's what I keep saying about my
Start
personal
yourself
vehicles.
One of those $60 things to plug into the vehicle and you can turn the code off yourself.
Well, you're still at the point where you might get halfway decent money out of it.
Well, it looks like we can get 3,200 to 3,900 in trade. It's not a lot. I'd hope it'd be more.
Yeah, but
with
for
the
that,
month.
for that vehicle, that's
What year is it?
10 years old.
What year is it? We bought it in 2010. It was used, so I'm
Oh.
thinking maybe it's a 2008.
I would say that'd be average.
Yeah, these are the numbers they got from the dealership. I think Eric will do some more checking to make sure that that's what we need to get.
Go for it.
So we got construction season coming up too, and we've been pretty stingy over the last 7 years that I've been here. We've only had 1 paving project in 7 years. But going forward, we'll probably have 1 every other year or every 3rd year. And during construction, this is like the office for whoever's out on the job site. So Eric will be pretty much in that vehicle the entire day or walking the grade. So anymore too, we got electronic tracking and everything for project materials and daily reports and things. And so the idea is to get a 4-door pickup where you can keep all his equipment in there. We'll have kind of ports for plugging in computer and other devices like, sometimes we'll use a reflectometer to test road sign reflection. That's something we have to do every other year. Right now he's got shovels and things in the back seat of a Trailblazer. It's kind of not ideal as well. Carry GPS equipment, something that would go back and forth to conferences can.
I would almost think that the pickup will probably hold value better than an SUV.
I'm sure. Yeah, and like the pickup that was that the engineer was driving before me, it's now a maintenance vehicle and it's going to get every last bit of life out of it out there. So kind of a better thing to have in the fleet than a Trailblazer anyway. So I don't know, he's looking kind of a middle package vehicle that's got Bluetooth and some of these other things that come together to make him safe and effective for what he's using it. Looks like we're going to need to spend 30 to 35,000 net after the trade. If you'll remember back, we did a pretty big equipment purchase, and we're working our way through that with the maintainer and the truck. And so our new equipment budget spent for the year, but we do have some engineering equipment budget that, like I said, we haven't really used in a while. We had 10,000 last year that we decided not to spend, and we got about the same this year. And overall, our engineering administration budget last year was under by 25,000 or so. So I think that the best way to go about it would be to use engineering money and amend the surplus from last year into this budget. When we amend this budget for all the new equipment purchases, that will probably do that in the winter, early spring or whatever. But that's what my plan would be, and if that's okay with you guys, we'll have Eric work on final quotes and things from both dealerships here in town, Fort City Ford and Fort City Auto Center, and bring them to you for approval. maybe in a couple weeks.
I guess I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I said, go for it.
He wanted to mention too that he's perfectly happy driving this, and he would.
You like me, then, doesn't care what you do. Although I do
No,
like
he's
it.
a pretty,
Just wants it to be trustworthy.
that's the main thing, which we'll see right away when construction starts, so we don't get to just take it to the shop for 2 days and leave it. We'll need it every day, and that's what we've been doing now. We're swapping it in and out all the time, it seems like, so.
Yeah, you don't wanna have to borrow something from the auditor's office.
Give me gravel truck.
Yeah, those things are, spoken for too. Okay, that's, if that's okay,
The
we'll,
new ones too, though. My brother-in-law, the company he works for, they got a whole, well, I should say the maker, not a whole bunch of pickups. And, they had all kinds of trouble with them. Now they're trading them all off for another different brand. They just, all kinds of computer problems and stuff.
Really?
you're talking about big trucks, dump trucks.
No
Pickups?
Pickups,
You know what, the majority of them are having problems?
yes. They just traded the whole fleet off again a little earlier than what they had originally.
Electronics are a whole new, reason to, way to make decisions,
Well, sometimes think we've outsmarted ourselves with all this stuff on these things. And
If I had the money, I'd buy a new truck and put an old motor in it, a new old motor.
oh yeah, if I was to buy a semi,
That's why, a lot of the tractor manufacturers went back to the old school, type tractor, the simplicity of it, and get away from the computers and stuff.
yeah.
Just in certain versions, make them cost effective.
Well, other than that, our guys are working on D9N1 bridge north of Rake. They're on state line, and I think that they have the crane scheduled for Thursday to set that in the ground. So that'll be your bridge number 2, pretty well wrapped up by next week. So making good progress there.
Anything else for secondary roads?
What's the one after that?
I have nothing.
I haven't heard which one. I know he was working on crane schedules and delivery schedules here right after he got back from 4th of July holiday, so not sure if he's got dates set for those yet.
Oh, I know. You guys got the email from, Kathleen Grunov. The corner at Rice Lake, when you go north of Isaac Walton, I guess there's been some spraying there on that sharp curve,
Okay.
but it's still overgrowing and it's kind of a blind corner. And people walk out there and
Yeah, this tree's 2 foot from the edge of the road out there. I mean,
Yeah.
big trees.
probably need to look at that, see if something needs to be done there. Trimming back or whatever.
What was that?
Be on the
I didn't
opposite
get the email.
side from the green.
Your name was on it.
Really?
Very
Bill didn't see it either.
opposite side than the golf course, I suppose.
Right.
On
On the inside
the
of the
east
curve.
side, yeah.
I can't look it up here. My email's not coming up here again. I gotta get that fixed.
I think it's no passing zone all the way through there.
Yeah, but there's
Anyway,
people that walk there too, and so almost need a walking path there.
Yeah, suppose you can't walk in the golf course, the golfers are holler at you.
No. The last public one was Matt Elvis. What did it say? What was,
Just talked about the dangerous situation in the blind corner,
What was the
Where
date?
north of, just past Isaac Walton.
oh,
That sharp corner by the
Yep.
driving range.
What was the date on the email?
I just read it, so it had to have been in the last few days. Maybe it was just Mike and I.
I didn't get it.
I can't look it up. I gotta get together there and get this set up again. Thought I had it set up and then
Wait a second.
If you want to forward it to me, you can, when you get a chance.
I didn't recognize something on it and deleted it. Then lots of times I don't recognize that.
It came up as Kathleen Grunov.
I would have recognized that name, so. I either never got it or somehow inadvertently erased it.
Is Eric in there?
Yeah.
It was banging around in there. I'm so locked in.
Hey, trouble. We set it up.
So you're getting bids for that pickup?
Yeah.
When you get that, can I get a copy of it?
Sure.
I don't know why, but I have a file of bids in my office that,
He's gonna give it to me in 20 years?
Yeah,
In a big-
probably.
In a big miscellaneous file?
yeah, maybe.
We'll do a resolution.
And then I'll have that. That'll be lovely.
Anything else you got?
No, I think,
I'm good.
yeah, I think we're good with that, I guess.
All right. Next week, we'll probably be on the verge of getting started with cold in place, so recycling on the paving project, so might see some action out there. I think they were staking and different things like that, so
Where are they starting at?
I don't know yet. Their schedule just says cold in place recycling starts the 29th. But I'll ask some more questions next week here as they get ready to head this way with equipment and stuff like that, make sure I know. I've heard they had lath and things pounded in the shoulder marking stations, so people will start to see things that raise some questions, I'm sure. But if anybody has any questions, they can call the office. All right.
All right, see you later.
Mm-hmm, thanks.
You have Android or iPhone?
Android.
All right, see if I'm using something on here. But there's 23 emails, that's only 12. When I get to this.
Oh, the other ones are just like spam ones?
I don't know,
It says you had 23, but only 12 of them show.
yeah,
Yeah, no, they just go to your,
well, she might be in that then.
oh, man, I know that could be. Yeah, 'cause I get that all the time, and then, but once you look at them, the 12 that show up or whatever, and once you open it up and look at them, the other ones don't come back as unread emails at least. But,
Okay.
Here it is. It was, yeah, to me and you is who it was sent to.
It might have went to my junk or my spam.
Yeah,
Okay, so let me forward this.
junk. I got one from,
No, I'm back to March.
the one from, oh, that was back in 2018.
Well,
What account do you want me to send to?
either one, it should come, from you it should come, get right in.
Right.
Got these.
Okay, I'm sending it to you now, so
Okay,
done.
yeah.
It's RLW Incorporated.
Is that where it came from?
Thank you for your time, Kathleen Grunow. RLW Incorporated Secretary.
RLW.
Rice Lake.
Oh, Rice Lake Walton Lake.
Oh, all right.
Rice Lake Water Incorporated.
Are you familiar with the boundary lines? Is that how far back the state
The
ground
state
comes in?
ground is probably I don't know. We'd have to look and see how wide the easement is there. And it might be that,
We don't wanna get in trouble with them.
well, you could coordinate with them.
Yeah,
You can cut the trees within trim the trees anyway.
Within the right of way.
Yeah. But, yeah, those trees are close there to the road.
okay.
Maybe you can look at it on your way back.
Yeah.
I don't go out there as much anymore.
7511, is it?
This is Chris.
We're ready for you.
Okay, thanks.
Do we have the rest of the payroll?
Oh, I left it on my desk.
It's unusual for Scott to be first.
Okay, number 6, Auditor's Office will discuss drainage matters.
I just got a text from Derek at Jacobson that, that pipe is ordered for DD 18, or DD 11, and that they're gonna work on the boring under the highway, should be this week.
Okay.
So,
Under
on
the
18, let
blacktop.
11, yep,
Yep.
yep. So, that's all I have.
A16, right?
Yeah, I think that's A16.
One that comes out of engine, goes east and west.
Yeah, that's
Comes
A16.
out of rate.
Well, okay.
If you get on the west side, they call it the Elmore Black.
How far are they going with that culvert?
Just under the ditch,
Just get
Under
the other
the
side of the road is
road.
all.
No, not that,
The one,
11?
have you been out there to look at it?
No.
Okay, so they dug to almost to the property for the hog building.
Yeah.
And it's gonna go under that property. Or at least, what was it, how many feet? they
yeah,
ordered?
yeah, so it'll come
Is-
under the
what
road
I'm
there.
getting at is it's just gonna assuage, Jeff Anderson and, you know, cause that was their problem with it. They wanted, culverts, I mean, is this gonna,
They
No,
wanted,
they-
they wanted a 1 inch coefficient. This is
And-
2 inch.
Or they
In the
wanted to add-
ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but their main concern was runoff, so
I'm not sure.
this should
Well, no,
help them out a
This
little
has
bit.
to happen,
they
so,
were afraid with that the 2-inch coefficient was gonna bring too much water down to the culvert. And this won't.
this shouldn't affect.
Because there'll still be, the rest of the ditch will still be theirs.
Other than that, I don't have anything.
I have nothing.
I don't have anything.
Okay, sounds good, thanks.
Thank you for your support.
Yes.
Okay, number 7, open forum.
Nothing?
I talked to Bill a little bit this morning. I would like to take it's a SHRM class. It's at NIAC. It's for human resources and understanding unions and the rules and all that stuff. And I'm wondering if you guys would be amenable to the county paying for that class.
What's the name of the course?
SHRM
Sure.
is
It sounded like German. when you first said it.
And my hopes that it would help, like, that we wouldn't have to, maybe pay Mike Galloway as often, that I could answer some more of the human resource questions and that kind of thing.
Can I suggest that if we did do such a thing, that it be prorated, so if she decided to retire a week after the class, that she would have to reimburse the tuition and then prorate it out for how many years she's here.
What's the odds?
What's that?
What's the odds?
The odds of
Leaving?
her leaving?
Well,
Yeah.
It's like,
I would say the odds
no, I
of
agree.
retiring aren't
I
so,
agree with you, yeah, but
there are other jobs in the world,
true.
and,
do you think it'd just be a straight prorate or just a certain lump sum to start with and then
How much is
prorate?
it?
$1,200.
The value to the county would be maybe a certain lump sum.
if she leaves within the first year, she pays for 100% of it, and then just kind of prorate it out like battery warranty or whatever, you know, so.
I've seen some prorates where, you know, you start out with the first 20% is on the county, and then you prorate the rest. After 1 year, then it, you know, a certain amount drop. How did you amortize it then?
Oh, no, I just purely had it in you know, that we would want something like that, 'cause.
No, I mean, but how far out?
Oh, you know, that was another question, how far out do you go?
5 years?
I would guess 5 years would be it.
I don't wanna sound like.
5 years is a long time. I would do 2 years.
I don't wanna sound like we haven't been diligent. $1,200 is,
Yeah,
I mean, don't wanna get too.
Oh, is that all it is?
well, we had
Yeah.
I thought it was more than
we
that.
had an issue at CSS.
Yeah.
That somebody went and did a whole week's class down in Florida, and the next week they quit. So they basically had so who knows, they went to the class.
Nice.
You're doing this in Florida?
No, I'm doing this at Nyack.
She wishes she was in Florida.
Maybe not. It's pretty safe here.
Yeah.
And it's online. It's at the end, you take a test and you can get certified for CERN is basically the,
I have no problem.
And then, is that in your budget then, or?
I can take it out of my budget. The other place I thought I could take it out of would be like where we pay my Galloway, but
Oh,
either way is fine.
I think that'd be worth putting
I
in
have
that
no
budget.
problem with it, either. I don't even care if you have language in it. $1,200 is,
I guess I'd be in favor with $1,200 out of the consulting budget that we do Mike Galloway. What do you think, Bill?
That would be the logical place to take it, because it would eliminate the consulting.
And we usually have a little cushion in there.
I'll put it on the agenda for next week for you to officially to approve that, but
And personally, I'm not worried about the
no, I
program
know,
part of it,
I know.
but it's for the public consumption.
Yeah. See, I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
you better make sure I don't have anything else for open forum before I.
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Yay.
Oh, boy.
I knew you'd all be excited about it. Last week's minutes were slim.
Oh, no, that's right, I figured it out myself.
So you need 3 copies of this?
It's because it's for each person, so it's one for each file.
Is this Nicole Templeton?
She used to be Steedy,
Is this
or Steedy.
an added position, or are they taking it is an added?
She was seasonal the last 5 years, I think, and then at budget time, he requested us to do full-time position.
Mhm.
I think she would probably be a good replacement. She has the qualification for the naturalist position. Getting out in the public, she would be great at speaking with the public.
I don't know her. I don't know that I've even met her.
She grew up just outside of Leland. I think it's Ellen Steen's daughter.
I know it has to go through their board, but, has the workload jumped up huge that they need another full-time?
That's what he indicated.
Really?
Where's that at?
Conservation.
Did I tell you both, Dave's gonna forward me the letter, but that Cindy Lehman resigned as Veterans Affairs, and so we're looking for a new VA person.
Is Danny still here? He had resigned, so there's nobody.
There's nobody right now,
Oh boy.
no.
Yeah,
So that'll be in the paper next week, and I put it out on Indeed and Facebook and our website.
So is this gonna be one position hired?
I don't know what the VA
Depends on the
is.
qualifications.
Yeah, I don't know what they're planning at this point. They just asked me to put in the ad, so.
the trouble is, most everybody's looking for her, that's why she left, she got a
Full-time job.
full-time job. So it's something we're gonna have to look at in the future, making a full-time position.
She just went and got certified.
I know.
No kidding.
She's only been here just over a year.
Yeah,
I've often thought maybe,
Tied into a 3-year contract or whatever.
I thought maybe we could combine positions and maybe make it a full-time
make it a
position.
full-time and have.
Sanitation and VA and maybe zoning all in one position.
Yeah. Well, then you're getting into a.
That would be tough to fill, I think.
Yeah,
The VA probably doesn't wanna do those
That-
other 2 jobs.
Yeah, I don't know.
sanitation might not be so bad, but the second part-
Because you're gonna be tied to somebody that's, well, they put preference on a veteran.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I just,
I think we've discussed it before, whether it should be, the problem is whether it should be a full-time position or not. We had 2 part-time people in there. We're only getting voted for 1 full-time, I guess. But,
I don't know. That's something I'll talk to Cindy about, and we need to talk to their board too, because they really are the ones who,
yeah.
It would be complicated because those 3 positions are 3 different control agents.
Yeah.
I think Andy in Hancock County does zoning and emergency management and something else. So, I mean, it's possible.
Oh, yeah, it's possible. It's just complicated to work with 3 entities,
That and find one person that has all 3
interests.
interests or talents or whatever.
you're ready, I'll make a motion to approve payroll claims. Oh shoot, I just looked. Oh, I did, okay. All those are approved, right, not received?
Yep.
Okay. Somewhere along the way, I got them switched.
I turned in our first part of our FEMA grant, and it's working its way through the process, but I think we'll get most of it.
How much did we turn in?
I turned in for about $10,000, and there's a few things that they said we wouldn't qualify, but I think we'll get, like I said, we'll get most of it.
Yeah, I'd like to know where all the money that came to the state, where it's gonna be spent. Interesting.
I'll tell you where the lion's share would be spent.
What are you talking about?
Same place that your CSS money goes.
What are you talking about?
The FEMA money that came to the state.
I still have a lot. I mean, if I'm gonna do those plexiglass for every single precinct, I probably still have $22,000 to spend on plexiglass.
I'll second.
Motion from Derby and second from Center to approve this payroll claims. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
I didn't need the agenda, I thought this was the initial.
Oh, I knew that closed session one would be a